EU army plans have been drawn up by German politicians who have called for the ability to act regardless of tiresome questions of sovereignty. A working group on security and defense policy of the SPD, Germany's second biggest political party, has published a plan to create a 28th EU army. Instead of concentrating on the further development of cooperation between the 27 national armed forces as before, the 12-page paper reveals how a new, separate force is to be created, parallel to the national troops such as the Bundeswehr. The 28th Army would report directly to the EU Commission and would be under the responsibility of a newly appointed Commissioner for Defense. Political control would take place via a defense committee, which would also be set up in the European Parliament. Following the example of the German Parliamentary Army, MEPs would decide on operations with a simple majority at the request of the Commission. Fritz Felgentreu, defense policy spokesman for the SPD parliamentary group, said, "Our aim is to improve the EU's ability to act, regardless of the tiresome questions of sovereignty." In addition to the already existing ability to enforce trade policy and the desired greater unity in diplomacy, the 28th Army can sustainably strengthen the military pillar of European cooperation. According to the concept paper, the nucleus of the 28th Army is based on already existing battle groups. For example, it would be based on around 1,500 soldiers in its initial capabilities. In the medium term, it would grow to the size of a reinforced combat troop brigade and thus increase to around 8,000 soldiers, including support elements such as logistics and medical services. The SPD, led by Saskia Esken and Norbert Walter Borgens, is one of the two major contemporary political parties in Germany along with the Christian Democratic Union of Germany (CDU). The head of London-based think tank Euro Intelligence Wolfgang Munchau argued that their concept paper reveals a shocking lack of understanding of the EU's security priorities in the early 21st century. Mr. Munchau wrote, "Probably the least helpful proposal you can make to help the EU move in the direction of strategic autonomy is to call for a European army. The problem is not only that it sets the bar too high, which it does. It also diverts attention from the security discussion the EU needs to have instead. This is one of those ideas where you don't know where to begin dismantling it. Our first thought was this: are they trying to do to defense what they did to the Eurozone?" Mr. Munchau claimed that with the monetary union, the bloc ended up creating a dysfunctional system in the vague hope that future generations would fix it.